So, last bit of business, Fantasy League, which means I'm going to pass this over to Mr. Payton.
Yeah, I'm taking over. What's up, y'all? It is time once again for our Fantasy League to be rolling. The start of our second season. We're super stoked for that. Started at Extreme Rules this Sunday, and what a hot way it started off. If you're me, anyway, because I have managed to solidify myself in first place with 123 points, thanks in part to Bad News Barrett, my number one draft pick, after everyone laughed at me making him my number one. Psh, stuck it to you guys. And also Cesaro as well, doing a good job. Surprisingly, in second place, Mr. Sean Walker's Team Homeless, after two good nights from the Wyatts, as well as finally getting the debut of Adam Rose. Down in third place is Tony Mango's Tony's Tykes with 72 points. In fourth place is Drew White's Drew Crew with 68 points. Fifth place, Miguel Leon's Team Best for Business with 34. And poor Stephen Wago's Team Stoner really trailing behind with negative 36 points. Yeah, it was your team just sucked because you didn't get to draft the team. We see how that worked.
Hey, this is early going yet, and extra one pay-per-view fucked me over, but I got winners.
Is that the first time that anybody's ever had a negative score?
No, Miguel and Braden had negative numbers at certain points last year, but that was, special circumstance because they had extra shitty teams because they drafted late.
Yeah, Wago.
Yeah, so Wago, you did kind of set a new standard with this. You almost had like a perfect negative score for Extreme Rules. Like almost every single one of your people lost. The only reason Big Show didn't lose is because he didn't wrestle.
Oh, Cena's going to end up beating Bray Wyatt, and all my other guys except for Big E is going to do something good.
Okay. Well, in addition to this at Extreme Rules, we also had our predictions contest where if we win 3 of them in a row, we get to have the shakeup. You knew we had the shakeup last year. We did it a little differently where we only had the predictions at the big pay-per-views. This time we're doing it every month, but you have to get 3 in a row in order to earn that shakeup. For Extreme Rules, I actually won that as well with a perfect score, getting 36 points overall. So I need 2 more in order to get that shakeup ability. Keep your fingers crossed for me as we go through the next 2 months. Now, one last bit of business for the Fantasy League is any trades. As we did with our waiver wire last year, we are going to go in the order that we are currently in, starting from lowest, going up to the highest. So we start with you, Mr. Wago. Is there any subs you would like to make?
Big E for El Torito.
Okay. Well, that's official then. Miguel, take it to you. Anything you want?
Okay. I don't know what Cody Rhodes' situation is, but for now I'm going to hold on to him. Other than that, no one. I'm happy with my teams.
All right, well, Cody, you hear that. He's got his eye on you. You better shape up or your days may be numbered. Drew, we actually head to you, man. You were in second place, pretty much first place the entire season last year. You're sitting a lot lower. Is there anything you want to change at this point?
Dropping Fandango for Ryback.
Wow. I guess that talk we had earlier this week really got you thinking.
Ryback? Really?
To be fair, I was considering trading Big E for him, so it's not that much of a dumb choice.
Really? Wow.
It's still a dumb choice. Just means you were equally as dumb.
Nah.
You wanted to get more negative points.
Tony.
That's Wago's whole point. He's going to try to get as many negative as possible. Be like,
See,
I got first place in last.
So if I could match the leader's score, but with negatives, do I get a price?
Well,
You get a T-shirt.
You get the opposite of the shake-up.
You get a Tony's Tykes t-shirt.
Yeah, but I'll never actually get it.
Tony, is there anyone you want to remove from the Tykes?
Yes, indeed.
Whoa.
I will be dropping The Miz.
Ooh.
And picking up Brie Bella.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. Yeah, we got the little Divas action getting on to Tony's Tykes.
So
It's another word that rhymes with
It's
Tykes.
the stupidest name in the world.
So you're still the team with Del Rio then?
Yeah, well, we take it to Mr. Sean Walker, Team Homeless. Anyone you want to take or remove?
Team Homeless is staying unchanged.
I don't blame you. That brings it to myself. Team Next Gen will also be remaining as is because they are freaking awesome. So, Wago, we come back to you if there's anybody you would like to also trade.
Nah.
All right, and that'll take us to Drew. Anybody else for you?
What about Miguel?
Miguel.
I
or
already said
Ash.
that my team is staying.
Oh, okay.
Staying locked.
No.
I guess there's a chance if he wants Big E, Fandango, or Miz, but that's up to him.
No, Big E is tempting, but I don't know what they're gonna do with him yet. So I'll hold on to Cody.
Okay.
He's got the thing with Goldust apparently going on.
All right, then we go back to you, Drew.
No, I'm good for the time being.
All right, and Tony, is there any other trades you would like to do?
I would really, really like to trade Alberto Del Rio for a lot of different people, but nobody is on the list that I can right now that I would like to pick up. So
Hey, guess Sin Cara. He's gonna be the next US champ.
if this was shoot fights, I'd definitely pick him over Sheamus.
All right, well, with that, that'll wrap up all the business for our Fantasy League this week. Lots of stuff going down just for our first week. To continue with all the other things going down, follow us at keepingkayfabe.com or on the Keeping Kayfabe Facebook page, where I'll be posting all the updates that you want to be paying attention to, such as point changes, substitutions, current rosters, all the rules, and whatever the heck else stuff like that you want to look up.
All right, guys, the very last thing that we're doing here, plugs.
Thurman Sparky plugs.
So, for your Thurman Sparky plugs, Sean, you're up first.
Hello, and search for my YouTube channel, which is Happy Pope Gaming Productions. I am going to have either Tony or Mr. Payton on my channel, as I'm going to be interviewing them sometime later on this month. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. And follow me on the Twitter at SeanC2K37.
Go.
Search blogtalkradio.com for my show, The Untitled Movie Show. We do it live every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on blogtalkradio.com. A couple days ago, we did our episode on... Oh, hold on. What was it?
Movies without titles?
No. We did our... I was gonna say we did the Scream retrospective, but that was last week. This week we did a sequel to our video games episode. We did Video Games Part 2. And as a heads up, guys, we are doing an episode next week, but I will not be a part of it because I'll be out of town. So it's going to be left up to the rest of the guys. They are going to be doing an episode, and the episode is going to be on TV versus movies. Basically, the difference between how TV nowadays has kind of overtaken movies in terms of content, in terms of quality, and things like that. So definitely check that out. 8 o'clock, Tuesday nights, blogtalkradio.com, The Untitled Movie Show.
We go.
All right, you can check out Addicted to Anime. We have a monthly podcast over on Mega Powers Radio and catch the archive on Fanboys Anonymous. This month we're going to be covering Tenjo Tenge. It's an anime with big tits, fighting, and drama. So pretty much any anime. In addition to that, you should check out udmma.com. Unanimous Decision Mixed Martial Arts. We cover all the upcoming pay-per-views, events. We're going to be doing some UFC Fight Night 40 coverage. That's going to be headlined by Matt Brown versus Eric Silva, so that should be a good fight. So make sure to check us out.
You weren't singing it. I'm disappointed.
UDMMA, udmma.com, twitter.com/udmma, and facebook.com/udmma.
Drew.
All right, so Sports Talk Weekly. It's a sports show that I do with Jester, who occasionally pops up on here. You never know. It's usually on Thursdays at 9 o'clock. If it's not, just check on Mega Powers Radio whenever it is to see otherwise. And if you could join the Fairbanks City Sports Group, I think that's what it's called. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but we talk about sports in there. So if you're like sports, like everyone else in this podcast does, you know what it is. Sports. And no potatoes are allowed. And that's the motto.
Peyton.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the absolute insanity that went on throughout this show tonight. And if you would like to hear more of it, please join us every Monday night following the conclusion of Raw, because I know y'all are wrestling fans if you're listening to this. And join us on Mega Powers Radio, as you've heard talked about many times tonight, for our Raw post show. We'll be giving our live thoughts about those events. And if you think the insanity that you're hearing, you should hear the stuff that's been cut from the show tonight. Well, guess what? That show's live. We can't cut nothing. It's just constant ridiculousness. And even better, you can call in and join the ridiculousness. So if you got some insane, stupid potato joke that you want to share with us, great platform to go ahead and do it on, besides the comments here. So there's always hundreds of ways to get involved with this crew here.
And don't forget the Seinfeld jokes.
Yes. And support everything else that goes on megapowersradio.com as well. Awesome content almost every single night of the week, including the new podcast that I just started putting up, Sand and Snow, a Game of Thrones podcast for all you other game heads out there. It's conflicting for a lot of Sunday nights when I got to watch Game of Thrones and a wrestling pay-per-view, and now I got to run a podcast about both of them too. Well, for you double fans out there, enjoy my hard work. Please go out there and support it.
Well, thank God this episode is over with. We are going to join you guys next week, episode 131, and we are either going to be doing the monthly mailbag next week or the week after that. It all depends on how many that you guys send in. If we get enough, we'll be doing it next week. If not, we'll push it back another week. And most likely, our special feature for next episode, it's going to be Belt or Bury Sheamus. And we're also taking ideas of Call the Spot, which we might do next week or the week after that. It all kind of depends. So if you have any suggestions, go ahead, leave a comment below, and let us know what you think. For everybody on the panel this evening, I'm Tony Mango. This has been another Smark Out moment, and we're being counted out.
He's got the outro in his hands. He's got the whole outro in his hands. He's got the outro in his hands. He's got the outro in his hands.